my coffee friends. Hope you're doing really well. Hey guys, my name is Tony and you are watching Faith and Coffee Bean. Hey guys, I'm going to ask you, if you are a coffee fanatic, if you're a coffee geek, you like watching coffee stuff on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the best way you could show your support. Hit that subscribe and hang out with me. Y'all, I am so stoked about this. I have been seriously wanting this grinder for so long, and I'm so thankful and so happy. Full disclosure, Gevi sent this out to me to do a review. No money's exchanged hands. All opinions are 100% my own, y'all. And they don't get to see any of this, guys. I'm just super happy to show it to y'all because this is something really cool. So this has been the grinder that was really been known as the Gevi Grindmaster. If you don't know about this, this has been a project that was crowdfunded. I first heard about it from Lance on his YouTube channel, of course, like a lot of y'all. And this is just really neat. It was backing. There was a lot of support. There was a lot of folks that were kind of involved in it. This is basically a grinder that's kind of made with the coffee enthusiast at heart, which is really super cool. Y'all, I love taking that sticker off. That's one of my favorite things. It's like opening up a new iPhone. First off, guys, I just want to say I really love the design. This is a very modern, sleek design. It's a full metal construction. This really feels like a quality, almost like an art piece. Like I know that sounds crazy, but I just can't help but to be blown away on how this looks, y'all. So I'm telling you guys right now, this is a really cool looking grinder, and it feels really good. The quality and construction, everything in the hand, that's what's impressed me the most out of anything at this point. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I've really put this grinder through its paces. You're going to go ahead and see me do a pour over. We're going to go ahead and do an AeroPress. And then we're going to go ahead and test this for espresso. But y'all, this thing is a beast. It has a wonderful, beautiful motor in it. It's very quiet. Y'all, this is really cool. Let's get into it. And be sure to stay to the end of the video. I'm going to open it up. All right, y'all. That's a 400 watt brushless DC motor. This thing has an RPM of 500 variable to 1500. Even taking the lid off, it still sounds quiet. Y'all, this thing is super cool. I love the design. The construction is awesome. What's really amazing is it does come with this basically catch cup, dosing cup that has a built-in scale. I really like the design. It's very thoughtful. I love the fact that they made it so it's removable, because y'all know once you put that dosing cup onto a portafilter, you're going to tap it. So it's their way of showing some protection. It syncs automatically. It knows that it's on there. It just did a really good job. It's awesome. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is let's go ahead and get this tested out. I'm going to test this out first with doing a pour over. I will be using a Mocha Master style pour over system I just got in, and that's just really awesome. And I think this is going to be a perfect test to go ahead and test out this grinder. For my pour over recipe, I wanted to get to 60 grams, and I think I found where this limit is for this particular unit. I think it's about 59 grams. Alrighty, now it's time to get it activated. So I am going to be doing about a 5, which is around 50, for doing the pour over. So I wanted to go ahead and do this adjustment, get it right. Again, listen to how quiet that is. It's still blowing my mind. For this first round, I did not do any RDT whatsoever. I just wanted to see what it would be like without any RDT. For my pour over, I'm doing a dark roast French press. For the AeroPress, I'm going to be doing a light roast Peruvian. About 42 grams is about the limit of this actual dosing cup. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. We'll go ahead and pick the rest up on a separate batch, but I was so happy with how fast that went. And my coffee friends, do not forget, good water is the key to success. So I was actually using my RO machine for this water here, and we're off to a good start. Now that I got my filter wash, I wanted to go ahead and just take a quick look at the grind size and feel that consistency. Again, I did it at a 50, and it is exactly where I want to be, y'all. It's basically coarse salt. So that's exactly what you're kind of looking for a good big pour over like this. This is going to be an 8-cup pour over. This is for my son and I to kind of start our day and the whole family. So I decided I was going to make a big pot of coffee. And let's grab those extra beans. Y'all, no beans left behind here. All right, y'all, and I am a total coffee geek in every single way. I like to do coffee multiple ways. So in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead with the magic of editing. I'm going to show you my next morning's AeroPress because I kind of wanted to show you what it's like using this grinder in all circumstances. I don't know how you do your coffee in the morning. Espresso is always my first heart, but when it comes down to making good coffee, AeroPress is just one of at the top tier. No matter how many mobile machines I use, no matter how many gizmos and gadgets, it's still one of the most amazing things that just blows my coffee mind, and I cannot recommend it more to anybody. A lot of folks, when they reach out to me and they tell me they're getting into coffee for the first time, it's one of the first things I want to recommend. So I'm telling you right now, this grinder was able to handle both of these amazingly. The AeroPress, I did pretty much right about a 4, which I would say would be around 40 clicks in. And it was very tasty, 20 grams with about 64 grams of water. Just tasted so awesome. I was very happy with this big batch that I made with the pour over through this new pour over system. Y'all, when it comes to pour over, this grinder is very good. There's just no other way to say it, y'all. Big thumbs up for me. I think the stock burrs that they have in here do a really good job of both pour over and espresso. So can this be upgraded? 100%, y'all. That's why this is so cool. It's a great platform to have. If you want to put in SSP, you want to put in brew, you can do it. All right, my coffee friends, it's time for my favorite part, the espresso. So I went ahead, the pour over was awesome. Definitely tastes really good. Let's go ahead and get this thing activated and let's get it dialed in for, the espresso. So I want to go ahead, I have it at a 5 for the pour over. I'm lowering it down. We're going to do our espresso, start it off at a 1. Now there's a 0 point, and you could actually go past that 0 point to the point where you could start hearing chirping and you're really at your true 0. But I'm going to go with the factory settings. I'm going to go ahead and do a 1. And then we're going to measure out some beans, and we're going to be using the included scale, which is crazy. I still can't get over this scale. It's super nice. Okay. Using Lavanza beans, when I do kind of my test, I try to do something that's accessible to everyone in the world. I have folks watching me from all over the world. So if you're in Europe or you're in Asia or here in the States, thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I tried to test it out with something that isn't just my local favorite, just because, I want to make sure you all know this works for you. So I already went over a little bit, but that's okay. That's what scales are for. So what's really interesting about this one is you could actually, let's see here, 17. Wow, that is so cool. It does come apart, which they do that obviously for force. You don't want to put too much force when you're going to put it back in your portafilter. And it is a very accurate scale, as you all can see. That is awesome. Right at 18. Then it goes back to 17.9. That is awesome. All right, guys. So let's go ahead. For the sake of this, I'm not going to do any RDT, just because it's going to go back into the same container. If I was going to be doing this, normally I would probably do this in a different scale, a different container. And if that was the case, RDT all day. But I'm not going to RDT because I know that my grounds are going to go back into this particular vessel. So no RDT. Okay. So let's go ahead and we will put everything up top. I really love this hopper. It's awesome. And as you can see, get it reconnected, get it zeroed out, and then we'll get everything activated. Hello. I love that it says hi. thing is so quiet. Oh my goodness. I love seeing that countdown. And again, we put in right about 18. So this is 0 RDT, so we're really gonna be able to check the retention. Okay. Now, this doesn't have bellows, so that's something to kind of think about, but 17.8, that's pretty good retention. You know, that's definitely pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's get our coffee into our portafilter. And I'm gonna be using one of my favorite machines. This is the Gevi, and this is the one with the 3-way solenoid and OPV. This is one of my favorite machines. This is our daily driver for my family. As you can see behind me, there's an empty space where this machine goes because this is the machine my family uses nonstop. It is literally our favorite machine as a family. So my son uses it, my wife uses it, my dogs use it. Can you imagine little dachshunds making coffee? All right, so this fits perfectly on here. If you wanted to give it a little shake, you could, if you're so inclined. Okay, there we go. And this was right at a 1. Let's go ahead and put the dosing ring right on there. Very, very fine. Let's take a look at this. A little bit of extra here. So this is right at the 1. This actually might be too fine. I could feel that, and that is really fine, y'all. That's right at 1. Now, a lot of grinders, 1's like the 0 point, and that's not the case with this grinder. There's definitely a little range of motion. That's one of the things I've been liking so far. Let's do some WDT and see how we do. Having good puck prep is pretty much everything, y'all. If you're new to coffee, definitely watch folks like Lance and James Hoffman talk about coffee. I tell you guys, I really love all the folks on YouTube. When I was a barista in college, it was like 20 years ago. Things have changed a lot. And I'll tell you, I've learned more in the last 2 years watching YouTube than I ever did working in a cafe. Don't tell anyone I said that. But just, you know, what's really cool is we live in a time where information is really just shared very freely. And that is a good thing. Okay, got a little tap here. Let's go ahead and do our distribution. Nice. Using my iCap distributor. It's a gravity distributor. It's one of my favorites. It's very well priced. It's like 25 bucks. Paid about 50 for my Normcore, which is a great gravity distributor, but I'm still kind of shocked and blown away how good quality this one is. This is a Palm Tamper iCap V6 series, same series. Let's give this a little cleaning with our included brush. I think that looks really good, y'all. Okay, let's do puck screen right up top. Using an MH Bomber puck screen. Love what they do. And this is a 3-eared system. Yeah, Gevi's really popular for doing the 3-ear. It's the same as Casa Brews and Hybrew uses that 3-eared system. So a lot of the folks who make really good budget-friendly gear, that's kind of where they aim at. And I have a lot of 3-eared. So definitely, if anyone's wondering, it is 3-eared. After using that scale, my difluid scale feels like a beast. All right, y'all, time to pull the first shot. Let's zero this out. All right, so this is gonna be shot number 1. Perfect. So glad we didn't choke it. Hope I didn't speak too soon. As far as pressure, we're going above a 9, so definitely more than enough pressure, but it's still going real slow, y'all. Look at that. That is really slow. 26 seconds, 7.7 out. Yeah, definitely not the 1-to-2 ratio. This error means I just choked the machine. One of my favorite things about this machine, I know it sounds kind of silly to say this, but it actually has safety features where that OPV kicks in and it knows, oh no, don't use that shot. I like that because I have a teenager and he's still learning how to pull shots. It's actually one of the reasons why I like this machine here in the house. Or dad, like me, I go too fine. But if my teen goes too fine, I don't have to worry about, the valve coming undone or something. That would be bad. All right, guys, let's pull another shot and we're gonna go coarser. Get this reset. Okay, so on that first shot, we know we went way too fine. So let's go coarser. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and we're gonna keep the RPM right about the same here. And I'm gonna go to about a 1.5. Actually, I'm gonna go almost to a 2. So espresso range in general is gonna be from 0 to 2, maybe even more. Still kind of figuring that out, y'all. That's where we test this stuff. But basically, I'm gonna start with 2 and then kind of work my way down. So now that I have 2, I'm gonna turn this off. Let's measure out some beans. And I'm actually gonna use a different scale for this one because I really wanna see how that retention is gonna be doing RDT. Most of the time I do RDT. That's the Ross droplet technique. Adding your water spray. In case you're new to doing espresso, give it a little shake here. We'll turn it on and then turn on our scale. Hello. I never get old. Oh my goodness. Zero it out. Let's add our beans. Yeah, this thing, it makes really fast work of stuff. And I love how quiet it is. Okay. Just making sure I got all clear here. And we're not quite all clear. There we go. Now we've got great retention. 18 on the dot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's turn it off. All right, y'all. Sorry, I am kind of a geek. So we did almost a full rotation more, and I got it all in there. Just by taking it out, I could see a difference already. Yeah, the moment I started doing RDT, I could feel a difference in the grind size. I get asked a lot, hey, Tony, what grind size did you use? Or what grind size should I go at? I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. It all depends on what beans you guys are using. Beans are so important. Having good beans, having fresh beans, how you got your beans. It sounds weird to say that, but that all really matters. One of the reasons why I'm using these Lavanza here, like I said, is I'm trying to use something that a lot of people might have access to. So that's something to kind of think about. The fresher the beans is always going to be the better. Is this the best probably for testing for everybody? Yeah, I think so, personally. But I'm just saying, get good fresh beans. And what I'm going to recommend everyone, dial in accordingly. You definitely got to, here, let's tamp this. There we go. You got to dial it in. So if you get new beans, you get a new grinder, you got to figure out what works for you. And you got to really kind of make sure that you realize that your beans might not be like everyone else's beans. Your region might be a little bit different. There's a lot of different factors that go in there. So just remember that when you're doing espresso, there's a little bit of a difference between what you're doing. Now, it's a really good idea to have a good practice, and it's a good idea to go with the best measure. And I will always be happy to tell you a best measure. But just remember, everybody dialing in is going to be a little bit different depending on what you're using. So let's go ahead, pull this second shot. All right, y'all, let's get it. Nice. This looks better. "15 seconds, 7.5. So we're getting there. Still could be actually a little more coarse. Still pretty fine. I'm gonna stop it right about 32. It stopped it for me. 58 seconds, y'all. That is way too long. So as far as like shot goes, this is definitely still pretty fine. There's no other way to say it. I mean, come on. Goodness gracious, y'all. We're going to put this on the refractometer just so you can kind of see where we're at. And, oh, look at that crema. Y'all, look at that crema. That's nice. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the refractometer. Now, I don't do this for science. I do this more as a barometer check for my own taste buds and my own knowledge. Wow. So the regular espresso is between 8 and 12. This is a 13.99, almost a 14. See that? 13.99. It's up there. And that kind of makes sense. Let's give us a little taste. Again, about a minute. That's too long. Ooh, that's a spicy meatball. It's a potent punch right there. I grew up in a Mexican American and an Italian family. My grandfather was Italian. He was a cop from Chicago. My grandmother, Mexican American. And boy, my grandfather would be like, no, son, this is too much. Yeah, that's some strong stuff right there. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, y'all, let's do a third shot because I want to get this right. I want to get some victory here. I want to make sure we're in the right zone. Y'all, every time I do one of these reviews, make sure you are subscribing, and hanging out with me because I go live 2-3 times a week. And I guarantee with this grinder, we're going to be doing some live shows for sure. I love to do that with y'all because it's a time we can hang out. So if you ever have any questions, it's a great time for that. So plus, it just gives me an escape from work where I can go have some fun. So come hang out with me. That's all there is to it. Come hang out with me, talk some shop. All right, y'all, it's time for shot number 3. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead. Let's get this turned back on. And just going to get activated. There we go. Let's definitely go coarser. So we're going to actually take this to about a 2 1/4, 2.5 spot. So right about 2.5 spot. And yeah, let's go exactly 2.5. Okay, I've went ahead and prepared my beans, got them measured out, and I've put RDT, so we've added water, so we're going to have some good retention results. Grinder's already going faster, you can hear it. Almost there. Let's check the chamber just to make sure we got everything. There we go. 18.2, that's right about where I pulled it at, so that's good. Okay, let's go and turn that off. It smells delicious, y'all. Oh man, it smells so good. Okay, got the portafilter nice and cleaned out. Okay, let me just give it a good wipe down. Always best practice, need a dry portafilter. Sometimes it's a good idea, especially with a machine like this, just to check the top. Oh, it smells delicious. Oh, it smells so good. All right, let's go ahead and put that up top. Give it a little shake, a little tap. There we go. Put the dosing ring right up top. Grab my lightsaber. All right, y'all, time for shot number 3. Let's go ahead and zero everything out. Nice. And that's kind of on the 1-to-2 ratio I was looking for. I can actually go a little bit finer on this. but we're at 12 and 18 seconds. Definitely going in the right direction, y'all. Nice. I think it's looking good. Let's go ahead and stop it right about 32. Okay, stopping it right at 32 and about 40 some seconds there. It's about 42 seconds or so. Let's put that right there. All right, y'all, let's take a look at this. Wow, that looks way better. Oh my goodness. Let's give it a little stir. Even stirring it, this thing just feels more viscous. I guess that's the word. You know, it has a depth to it. Let's go ahead and put on the refractometer. Wow. Okay, cool. So we are at 14.47, so even more than before, which is awesome. But that ratio was a little more on par. Let's give this a little taste. That's what matters. Salute. Cheers. Wherever you are in the country, wherever you are in the world. Cheers, my friends. Oh, that is so good. That's such a better shot. Oh my goodness. Very milk chocolate. Great consistency, great mouthfeel. Rolls off the tongue. Y'all, I know this could get even better. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to compare it to the shot number 2. Wow. Yeah, shot number 2 is still a little more rocket fuel. This is different, even though this has a higher TDS rating. This feels better. Again, if you're looking for that Italian medium roast, Italian coffee, Lavanza, I'm using, it's Arabica with a little bit of Robusta, put into it. This is very common. This is not specialty coffee where it's single origin. I will definitely do some more of that. I want to put this through its paces with a light roast. I have a lot of friends that have this grinder who use it for light roast. There is no doubt in my mind it can do light roast. Y'all, this is really cool. I love the fact for espresso, this is awesome. Pour over, incredible. Let's go to open this up really quick and let me show you the inside. All right, y'all, safety first. Always make sure it's unplugged. Anytime you open any machine, any grinder, anything you do, if you're gonna be doing any type of maintenance, make sure it's unplugged. That is so important. So Gevi has a really great video showing you how to do this exactly. So this isn't necessarily a tutorial on how to clean the machine, but definitely go to their site. They have a really good one out there. But let's go ahead and take a look at these burrs because, y'all, I am excited. So this is magnetic. That comes right off. Set that to the side. And then you go ahead and turn this counterclockwise to release the dial. Wow, there's the dial. And then, there we go. Inside, there is a bolt that's right here. So you definitely want to make sure that you get that bolt. Don't lose it because you'll need it. There's also a spring. Wow, it's so awesome. Let's get that bolt. Okay, do not lose this bolt. That's going to be right here. We're going to put that back in at the end so it lines up. One of the nice things is because it uses this bolt, you don't really have to go in and worry about your 0 point in alignment. It kind of keeps it in place. Y'all, look at those burrs. Wow, those are gorgeous. I know this is their own design, but it kind of reminds me, and I know this is going to sound weird, but it kind of reminds me of like, of like multi-purpose and HU had a baby. Y'all, you can put third-party burrs in here. It will take SSP. I have Brew burrs that will go in here for sure. I know I have friends that have done it. Just keep in mind it does void your warranty, so make sure what region you're in, the rules, and what you want to do. I'm probably going to keep these stock for a bit and really use them and do a lot of lives and kind of get to it. But man, look at that. That's beautiful. That is one beautiful burr. Really like that. That's the upper set, and of course, the lower set. And this is how you would go ahead and do your cleaning. And the auger, you can see how the auger feeds everything in. And right here is where the spring is. Wow, that is so cool, y'all. I'm using their included brush. And of course, it's not that dirty because I just barely used it. and some's already coming right out of the port here, which is fine. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, this is a beautiful burr set, y'all. Definitely cool. I think the hardest thing sometimes with the grinders for me is that, you know, you kind of get into that mindset. Do you want to go with SSP? What do you want to do? I think I keep trying to tell myself, just enjoy the burrs that come with it and then decide. Because a lot of these burrs, there's thoughts, there's research, but the point is at 64 millimeter, you could change it. You could change it, y'all. You could do whatever you want. That's awesome. The fact that you can install those burrs is just really cool. But for me, I will probably keep them the same for a bit just because I want to do some more testing and really get into it. Man, this is beautiful. I love the design on this. This is very industrial. It kind of reminds me of like the Terminator, and kind of has that like just really cool modern design. This is really great, guys. I love the fact that it's so quiet. Let me go ahead and put it back together. Oh, it's just so cool. Okay, so you go ahead and you put the bolt back in like this, and then basically push down. Okay, I think that's how it goes. And then for the dial, there is a point where there's a point right here where it lines up, and right there. All right, y'all, once you make sure that everything's lined up, and definitely make sure it's lined up, the way you know you've done it right is that the two dots are gonna meet. So you know you're good. And then you go ahead and put your dial back up right there. So that's where you know where you're at. So here's the 0 point, and we know we're good. So definitely awesome. Please go watch their video in case you have any questions, just because I've used a lot of grinders, and because of that bolt, you want to really make sure you're very cognizant of that bolt. All right, my coffee friends, just want to give you some final thoughts. Y'all, I think this is really awesome. I think this is a very well thought out, well designed piece of machinery. I think it's utterly beautiful. I love the power. I love how quiet it is. The things that are a little bit, for me, I'm a big single doser, and this is for single dosing. As you can see, I didn't do any bellows because this doesn't have bellows. I've heard that there are folks that have made bellows for this, so I might go on the hunt for that. But I didn't really need it. I had really good retention. That's really awesome. You could tell that there's a lot of thought that's went through the design of this. The fact that you could add in brew, SSP, you could add in your own burrs, that's awesome. Like you said, I really am happy with the burrs that are in there already. But this is really cool, y'all. I definitely would recommend it. If you are looking to go kind of like next level, this is definitely a good one. I know that a lot of people have had a chance to review this. I've been really wanting to kind of get in the weeds with it. And I'm definitely going to be doing some live shows. So again, make sure you like and subscribe. Hang out with me. I like to go 2 or 3 times a week. You know, that's always my goal, because I'm really kind of want to put this grinder against other things that I do with other machines that I do and have. So definitely excited. This is really cool. It's beautiful. I really like it. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. It's crazy. It just looks like a piece of art. Y'all, this is awesome. If you like content like this, again, remember, like and subscribe, y'all. I really appreciate you. We're about 14,000 subscribers right now. My mind is being blown. In the last 6 months, there's so many of you that have really showed me that you care and are subscribed to the channel. And I'm just going to tell you guys, I can't do this without you. I really appreciate you. You are the reason why I'm able to do all this stuff. Gevi did send this out to me for review. I probably have already said that, but I just want to say I really appreciate that. They're a great company. I'm a huge fan of this machine. I've had great results with it, and I really like what they do, guys. There's a lot of different companies that I've worked with as far as, you know, being able to share stuff with y'all, but What was really cool with this machine is I got to be one of the first folks on the internet to do a review on it. And this machine right here, I got before it was out to the general public. And they were very kind to ask for feedback. Don't ask me how I got that opportunity. They reached out to me, and it was really cool. It was really cool to be able to talk to somebody that's actually manufacturing stuff and give them the feedback that I think they needed to hear, which was good. This is a really cool machine. I really love it. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Go make some good coffee.